Brazilian foot, toe and ankle exercises for knee arthritis. This series of exercises is in honor of the physiotherapists at Sao Paulo University in Brazil. Between 2020 and 23, very tempestuous time in the human history, they managed to get through this marvelous research that showed that strengthening the toes, feet and ankles could massively improve symptoms of knee arthritis. In fact, they showed that they could reduce the pain and general symptoms of knee arthritis by between 35 and 55%. And when you think that they were only exercising the muscles and joints below the knee, and they also actually improved the rate of stair climbs and getting out of chairs by about 20%, without even working on anything around the knees or above the knees, this is quite fantastic information. So if you have a sore knee and you feel you can't exercise to improve your knee, wake up and enjoy this workout because it will not put strains on your knees. The first warm-up exercise is foot massage with a tennis ball. So there are 7 warm-up exercises and we do about half a minute for each foot. This is not wasted time, as you'll soon appreciate the sensory awareness as we're waking up this foot and the strength and flexibility that will develop just in the warm-up is quite considerable. I'm just massaging along the foot arch area between the balls of toes and the heel. We can also just place that ball and heel stays down. It's like working the accelerator pedal on various spots in the sole of the foot. There might be some painful spots because of knots in the muscles. Don't worry about that, just work them as much as you can. Because the more we massage the painful knots in the foot muscles, the more they will soften and the improvement in muscle function will be quite massive. Other foot, 30 seconds or so. As we just pummel that foot, we can actually sort of do a grid search for pain spots. I'm finding that the line of my big toe on this left foot, there's quite a lot of pain spots in the muscles. They're not very functional. My left foot has a bunion toe and a slight dropped arch. The bunion toe used to be quite sore, but it isn't now. I keep working on the exercises. Next exercise, fingers between toes. That's quite an interesting exercise, a little bit painful until you do it a few times. There we go. And once we've got the fingers between the toes, we can start to just circle them around. By spreading the toes, we put stretch into the muscles and tendons. And when we wake up those stretch receptors, the sensory input to the brain, the quality of that input and the quantity of that input massively increases. Indeed, there are 2 major forms of sensory input that the brain processes. There's stretch receptor input and there's touch and pain input. Not that we want to overdo it if we think about walking on rough surfaces, but that does massively trigger all the good cybernetic control systems of your foot working with your brain. Now the foot. Now I've got some toe separators here, gel toe separators, because this is my bunion toe. We can still get the fingers in there. A little difficult on the pinky toe one. Okay, we're in. And we just Work the circling. And around we go. Toe separators are very good for, you can sleep with them, you can exercise with them, you can wear them all day at work. And they can remind you just to do some foot exercises. Even if you've got shoes on, you can still spread your toes and wriggle them around. Third exercise, just pull and twist. Pull and twist. This is like twisting a cork to pull it out of a bottle, or maybe like twisting a screw. Now, if we do about 5 seconds for each toe, that's going to end up with about half a minute for each foot. Gently pulling when we gap the joint and twist it like that. That's tremendously therapeutic for the joint capsules and all the soft tissue insertions around the joint. In fact, just pulling and twisting for any of your finger and toe joints is very therapeutic. This sort of exercise, according to the American Council on Exercise, a prehab or general build-up workouts 3 times a week. So if you're really serious about fixing your knees, devote an hour 3 times a week on the warm-up and Brazilian foot, toe and ankle exercises. So a warm-up. Front of toe taps, the heel staying down. We could count away and we might get 40 or 50 in. At any rate, 30 seconds each side. By now you might feel the shin muscles getting a little tired. Whew. Strong shin muscles will help to lift the foot arch. So already in the warm-up we're developing strength and awareness and control. It's going to help that foot arch to lift and normalize. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's try the other side. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the looking left and right. So I want you to think about, we could twist the midfoot left and right, all right, but how about twisting the toes so that the pads of toes under here are looking left and right, just like my hands. My fingers are looking left and right. And so can we keep the knee still as we do that? This is forcing the ankle and shin muscles to work, but the knee staying very stable. And knee stability is what you need when you've got a sore knee. And it may be if you let go, or you could stabilize with the hand, but you let go, can it still stay still? I'm interested to know, can I keep my left knee still? Because this is the knee with a touch of arthritis because of the bunion toes and the bad feet. Let's go the other side then. All right, can I keep this still? Yeah, it's not quite so easy. that foot is got a lack of awareness and it's got a bit of stiffness. So I'm just helping the knee to stay stable by a finger on either side. Can I keep it still? No, not so easily. And this is the knee that has a touch of knee cartilage pain, very mild, and certainly better than it has been. All right, we're going to come back to point and flex now. All right, so when we say point and flex, so we're pointing and flexing the ankle, the midfoot or the toes. I'm going to suggest we actually curl the toes and try to form a foot fist down there, and then lift them up and fan them wide. See, we're not just pointing and flexing the foot, we're actually doing stuff. Curl the toes and form a foot fist. Toes up and wide and spread them like a fan. Okay. So while we're here, we can think about relaxing around the neck and shoulders. Breathe in and relax the neck and maybe breathe out. Okay. It's again about half a minute. Whew. Yes, let's get the full movement here. Toes, midfoot, ankles. Waking up the awareness. Yep. And ankle circles. Ankle circles, or is it toe circles? I mean, we could relax the front of foot, or we could get the toes curling. Really, I think it's good to get the toes curling. Certain points there, the toes are curling and maybe pushing together, but when we come up, they can come up and wide. Have you ever thought about how when you land your foot, what are your toes doing when you land your foot? You put your heel down. What are your toes doing? If you want to wake up the sensory awareness, remember the foot sends more sensations to the brain than the hands do. If you want to wake up that sensory awareness when you're walking, you're going to have the toes wide as they come down to the ground. And once you get comfortable about sending your toes wide right there, and then putting them on the ground curled, or pushing into the ground, you'll never walk the same again. It just feels so good, so much more aware and tall and in control. Circling, we've just about got this warm-up done now. And from here we can go on to a level 1 workout with no knee component, mostly seated. Or we can go on to a level 2 workout when we're standing a little more and there's slightly more loading on knees, but not a lot. Round and toes wider and toes curling and round and round. That concludes the Brazilian physiotherapist foot, toe and ankle workout for improvements of knee arthritis symptoms.